but it seems I was.
Hello, Facebook and YouTube family. How you doing? How you doing? Anyway, we're here again for our money review show. We're going to talk about money, how you think about money, what you need to do to start making passive income, such as investments, budgeting. Budgeting is what we went on to last time we discussed. I guess you still got your budgets out or you making budgets. But this time also, I'm going to answer questions. So if you have any questions concerning finances or money, just post them in the comments. And also, let me put my like, share, because I want you to subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get my followers up. So please like, share, and mostly subscribe to my channel. So to start off, we started talking about budgets. What you could eliminate out of your budget, what is most important to you. We have several things as far as rent, food, the necessities, rent, food, your utility bills, maybe your car, according to what area you live in. And basically, I think that's all your real necessities. Now you may say that's really down to the bare meat. Yes, it is. When you're trying to save money and you have a goal, sometimes you have to cut everything out to the bare meat to achieve your goal. That's what get most people into trouble because they don't want to do that. They consider their wants, their needs. But if you really want to change your way of thinking, and you, like I said many times before, you'll never be debt free, but you can be bill free because things always come up, but you don't necessarily have to have bills hitting you here and there and running from the the telephone because a bill collector's on the phone. So we want to cut all that out. So, like I said, I am taking comments. If you have something that you want to post, I'm sorry. If you have something that you want to post, feel free to post your questions. If I see it, I'll answer it. But in the meanwhile, let me turn this down and we're going to get into talking about our money. Like I said, budgets is meant to streamline. There's a lot of things that we do day to day that you don't realize it. You don't realize it, but you really are wasting money on. Now, we know it's a pandemic out here, and really, you should look at this pandemic as a way to save. You think about it, most people are working from home, and if you're not working from home, I mean, you may be laid off, unfortunately, but still, you don't have to go buy clothes. You're not wasting money for gas to go to work. So it's a lot of things that we're saving right now during this pandemic. It's like looking at the glass half empty or half full. We want to look at it as half full. So making passive income. If we're working check to check and we're trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip, that means that you really don't have anything to really cut out your budget. This means you need some kind of passive income coming in, doing something to bring extra money in. More than likely, you can't get overtime, and overtime is not really a passive income anyway, but I'm just saying a way that you can make money. So, ways I do it, I personally invest in stocks, but stocks is not for everyone. You can get in, especially if you don't have any money. Now, really, it doesn't take but about $20 or $30 or even less to buy a stock. But the thing is, stocks is, you can look at it like gambling on yourself or your retirement or any future date, just making money. That's how I look at it, as gambling. So when you know how when you gamble, even though you make money or you lose money, you have a chance that, okay, I want to get that back and I'm going to invest some more. I'm going to invest some more. So sometimes investing could be a dangerous game. You have to really, really watch what you're doing. In order to make it really in the stock market, you have to look at stocks every day. It has to be your go-to every day to see how your stocks is doing if you're playing the stock market. But there's also investments that you can have that you're going to invest in the long term. That's like companies. You ever hear about companies that say you should have, if you had invested in Netflix back when it first started and kept it now, it's worth millions or thousands or however much you invested. Well, that's true. And the stock market is always going to go up and down, up and down. I mean, that's a norm, but it usually doesn't happen like this. Like I said, this is new to all of us. And if you don't have money to lose, don't get in it. The best thing that you could do if you're gonna invest in stocks and you really, really short of money, get you an IRA because that's like building towards your retirement in your future. And you don't have to pay any taxes. It's tax deductible. So that helps you. That helps you out a lot. So like I said, you can make passive income with stocks, but that's not the recommended way if you don't have the money for that. So let's think of something else. What about your bills, your cable bill? Do you really need cable TV right now? Really, since nothing is new, I think Tyler Perry is the only studio that's really filming. Nobody's not making any movies or anything. So what are you watching on TV? You may be watching a Netflix subscription or one of the paid services like Hulu or Amazon, something like that. And it's really cheaper than expensive getting the whole package of cable or getting the TV cable or Amazon Fire Stick will cut down your cable bill. That's a good way of cutting at least about, I don't pay a cable bill, but at least about, I say 100, maybe 175 to $100 or more off your bill each month. Another way of trying to get some extra income, well, I don't know if you call it extra income or cutting down on your expenses. If do you have a phone? Who has a phone in 2020? If you do, you're wasting money because a phone is really not necessary unless you have small kids that maybe need to use the phone because they're not old enough to get a cell phone. Other than that, it's really not necessary to have a phone line. And majority of people have some sort of cell phone. A cell phone is, I would say, a necessity. That's pretty much a necessity. So you could cut that out your bill. And in this pandemic, going back to not working, you're buying less clothes. Now, clothes has really been on sale. If you do need clothes and if you're planning on wearing clothes for whatever reason of something that you think is going to come up in the future, there's a lot of companies that is having things 50% off, 75% off, etc. But in reality, do you really need the clothes? Where are you going? With the pandemic, really, things are shutting back up. Florida and Texas is closing their clubs, so you probably won't be going to a club. And Georgia is open, but I anticipate with the rise of the coronavirus, I anticipate they're going to be closing too. So you really don't need to buy clothes. That's a way to save. Getting back to making money though, what can we do to make money? Now, this is a pandemic, so everything is online, just like I'm online. You get you a YouTube channel or get you a business, get a web page, and you could actually make money. Not only with your business, but you could share marketing with someone. Let someone put their product on your website or your channel. Anytime they buy, anytime your viewers or your customers click on a link that buys and it goes back to your link, you'll get a certain percentage off of that transaction. That's good passive income. And that's something that can be done right now while we, hunkering down. Get you a website. And there's always things to sell. You could sell things around your house that you don't need, clothes that you're not wearing. They have plenty of sites out there. I think it's Let Go. Let Go is one of them that you could earn money off of stuff that you're not using. I have heard people renting their cars out. Now, of course, definitely need insurance, but you also charge extra for whoever rents your car. But there's people that's renting their car out daily and weekly. If you're not driving it, why not get that income? Make your money work for itself. There's plenty of ways that you could think about making money in this day and age. I mean, with the protesters, people may not want to do it, but go to Sam's, get bottles of water. You could give them out, ask for donations. Extra money coming in, and this is if you're kind of broke and just trying to earn something. This could help you earn income. But we really need to change our way of thinking about money. Stop making our wants become our needs. And if you're out there and you have any questions and you want to type it in, I'll be more than glad to help you. I will answer it. We talked about the stock market. Right now, the stock market is down. I anticipating that it's definitely going to go down some more. For some people, that's a good thing because you're getting stocks at rock bottom prices now, but they may fall even more. And the thing about it, you just don't know when they're going to go up. So for some people, it's a good deal. Some people, it's not. But I could tell you what I forecast, and this is just my forecast. You think March and April was bad? I think it's going to get even worse around September and October. I'm saying as far as the market, because I think we're going to have another shutdown. That's what I'm predicting. Another shutdown. Okay, we have a question here. Do I have any investing advice? Well, pretty much that's what I was giving investing advice. I'm saying, and I'm not an expert because in the stock market, it's all a guessing game. Remember, it's just like gambling. So the thing is, you have to predict, try to predict of what's going to happen. And the way to do that is by reading some of the company's statements. You could go to the SEC and read. Every time the company makes a big major change, they're going to post what they're doing and file it with the SEC. They have to. Also, there is websites like Yahoo Finance is one of them. Google have one. Google have one. Trying to think. TD Ameritrade is a good resource. There's other platforms out there too that will tell you. You just have to put the stocks symbol in, and they'll tell you what's going on. And sometimes you could just reason. We got the pandemic out here. Right now, a lot of biotechnical and pharmaceutical companies are trying to rush for this vaccine. They just got a government grant from the government about it. So, which company is going to make the vaccine or come up with something first? Who knows? But when they got that grant, their stocks was on the rise. But of course, now since things are closing up again, and I anticipate we're going to have another closure, things may start rolling down. So it's a guessing game. What I would say, wait a couple of weeks, and you got to watch stocks, like I say, daily. If you have a 9 to 5 job, look at it early in the morning before the stock market open. Look at it at night, before you go to bed, and see just what's the trend. What's the trend? Right now, things are diving. So I would just hold off. We don't know when it's going to get to the bottom, but I would just hold off and just wait. For me, I did a major sell-off like many others on Friday. If you've been checking the news, a lot of people sold their stock on Friday because they seen the big dive. I was one of them. So now I'm just waiting, and I will wait a couple of weeks to see how far it goes. You just never know. That's my advice for investing. But like I said, if you want to invest for retirement, put it in a Roth IRA, and the safest things that you can invest in is mutual funds, pretty safe mutual funds and bonds. Okay. If there's another question, I'll be glad to answer it. I hope that question was satisfactory. And going back to making money, have anybody thought that since we're stuck in a house in this pandemic, now is a good time to think about what people use while they're in the house? People are cooking more. This is a way to get inventions out. Try to see an easier way that you could cook, or if it's a utensil or anything. I mean, just think about what you're doing around the house that you probably would want to change, or there has to be a shortcut about it, or something that makes your life easier. You never know. That could be income right there. Okay, we have another question. How do you go about using real estate to make money? That's a good question. Well, when you buy real estate, now this is not, of course, when you buy real estate for yourself and that's your primary resident, well, you're saving money because you're not paying rent that's going up every time you sign a lease. So you're saving money that way. But to make money, what you would do is kind of like the stock market. We don't know, we had that last dive. I thought the real estate market would kind of turn around, but really it's going up. But the interest rate is unbelievable. So I think that's what's making people buy. But the thing is, when you buy real estate to make money, you still want to buy at a reasonable rate. And what you're going to do is according to what kind of are you buying commercial, or if you're buying just for your personal use. Now, if you're buying it for your personal use, you could make money off it by renting it out, whether you use it for a summer home or a rental home. Now, becoming a landlord is another beast, but you could do that. That's a way of making money off of real estate, because you charge so that like, if okay, for instance, if my house payment on a rental home was $100, I probably would charge 250. The reason is because you want to charge high enough that if something breaks down in that house, you'll have money. It's like a reserve bank account. You paying the mortgage with $100, and you have $150 extra, that if something break down in that house, and remember, you're gonna have to pay still the insurance. That's yours, insurance and the taxes on it. So that extra money is will pay for itself. And also you get to write it off on your income tax. So it saves you that kind of way. There's also a way to buy real estate at a low price, like if real estate did go down or you get something at a good price. You could fix it up and modernize it and flip it. And when I say flip it, that means sell it. So say you buy a house for $100,000, maybe an older house, and you remodel it. I know you see these TV shows where you could remodel it and add about maybe another 50, 60,000 or more, according to what you add in there to the house. And then you sell it. You sell it at an increase. So you may spend, say, 13 to 20,000, put according to how bad the house is, to fix the house, but you're coming out with about $100,000 profit, or more or less, according to the market that it's in. And remember, anytime you buy real estate, the most important thing is the location. Whether you live in there or rent it out, you rent out, buy a home or something in a less desirable location. Let's face it, that's what you're gonna get. Low desirable people that most likely, may not be able to pay the rent or take good care of your home. So when you're trying to make money for real estate, you really, really want to look at location. Now, let's say if you're buying real estate for commercial use. Now, that's a big beast. So what you'll do, in order to buy real estate for commercial use, you're really gonna have to go to the bank and you're gonna get a loan. Now, they're gonna ask you, more than likely, for you to get that loan, you're gonna have to have a certain percentage that they know that you're able to afford this warehouse, because the bank is, what they're gonna do is back you. They're gonna be saying that, okay, if you don't pay this, it's going to revert to us and we're going to have to pay it. So they want to make sure that you're in a good financial situation. So you have to have good credit, and you have to have enough money that, a percentage of the loan. But you go to the banker and you say, look, I got this warehouse, and you're going to have a business plan and everything to say, I got this warehouse and I project that after I run this jazz club, it's going to bring in so many thousands a year, or if I'm going to make this creative studio, I'm going to take this warehouse, split it in 5 rooms, charge this rent, and it's going to bring in an extra 200,000 or more a month. I mean, you have to have your plans written out. Then you go to the banker, and the banker sees your plans and he said, yeah, okay, I'll give you the money to buy the building, because I see the potential. Okay, so you buy the building and you have a mortgage just like, say, your home that you paying, because you have to pay that bank back that loan. In the meanwhile, when it start making profit, you get to keep the profit, but you got to pay your overhead and everything. But that's how you make money in real estate. And real estate, the thing about real estate that's good, because it never goes down in value. Land never goes down. Buildings go down, but land never goes down. So if you could buy land, or, like I say, location, but if you could buy land, that's always a good investment. So I hope that answered your question. And thanks for that. Okay, we've been on here about 25 minutes. If there is no other questions, I'll see you on the next Monday, Monday, because I think I'm gonna change my days to Monday. Call it Money Mondays. That sounds catchy. Anyway, if there's no more questions, I will see you later and have a good night. And remember, you never know what's in the future, so save those duckies and use your money wisely. I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Anything else you want to talk about, just put it in the post, and I will definitely answer it on my next broadcast. Also, need advice? Want to talk? Well, visit www.virtualfriend.net. No topic is off limits. You don't want to discuss it on here? Go to yourvirtualfriend.net and you could talk about it in privacy, complete secrecy, and nothing is off limits. How about that? So I want to plug that in. Okay, thanks for your support. Remember, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Good night.